loss to San Diego. 13 consecutive losses on the road for this Oakland team. Doug Gabriel, the return man. John Casey will kick it off. Oakland has won the toss. Panthers are 1-6, 23-17 loss to Seattle last week. Raiders are 2-6. They've given up 30 or more points in 6 consecutive games.
Well, that's the problem, and they've had so many mistakes, as we talked about in the open. They're in a new defense. Sometimes they run the 34, sometimes it's a 4-3 front. But Rob Ryan has to get this defense playing much better, because right now they're just killing themselves.
Gabriel averaging just over 23 yards a return. We're underway from Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's Gabriel from the 5. And gets out across the 20-yard line. Modest turn as Brian Allen brings him down on special teams. A 17-yard return. Kerry Collins, a former member of this Carolina Panther team. In fact, the first ever pick in franchise history back in 1995. Collins, the starting QB. Starting offensive line, a change there because of the injury to Ron Stone, out with a knee. So Jake Grove steps in, the rookie at right guard for this Oakland offense. First and 10 at the 22. No penalty on the play. Flag was picked up. And a first down for Oakland to open play from their own 22-yard line. Wheatley and Crockett in the backfield. Play fake. Collins throwing on first down to Zach Crockett. And Crockett is spilled out near the sideline for a gain of 6. Mark Fields the play. There's Jake Grove, the rookie from Virginia Tech, getting the start at right guard for the injured Ron Stone. Backs and receivers, Tyrone Wheatley is a huge key for this Oakland team. Try to maintain possession, time management, and Wheatley plays a big role in that because of his bruising style. On a second down for Oakland. From the 28, handoff, Wheatley through a hole, and Tyrone Wheatley's got a first down. Out near the 35-yard line, he picks up 8 yards.
Well, our eye on the Raiders show that they have to do what you just saw. They have to use Tyrone Wheatley as a battering ram to try to wear down the Carolina defense. And they also have to attack with some play-action passing. We know it's a vertical passing threat for the Raiders, and they're going to have to try to pull the defense up and hit them deep. And I think also they'll have eliminate the mental errors on defense. It's really been hurting the football team.
And a first and 10 from the 35 for Oakland. Some movement on the left side of the Carolina line as Collins connects on the far side to Jolly, and a 4-yard gain. Chris Campbell making the play offensively. Walt Anderson is our referee today here in Charlotte.
Offside, number 99, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And it was Brenson Buckner, the veteran, along that defensive line. We take a look at it. Jordan Karsten's getting the start, a rookie out of Iowa State. So many injuries that Carolina has dealt with. Linebackers, Dan Morgan is out, concussion. Vinny Churchu starts in the middle. And in the secondary, Mike Minter is the veteran of this very young secondary. Minter in his 8th year. His teammates back there, rookie, second year for Carolina. Curry on as a 3rd receiver. Handoff, Wheatley straight up the gut. And Tyrone Wheatley gains 4. Peppers making the play defensively through the middle.
Well, you saw the penalty on Brenson Buckner. This is a defensive line. They're going through some changes. They've lost one of their best players, and Chris Jenkins really changes the way they have to play in the middle, because Brenson was used to freeing up, taking more chances, because Chris saw so many double teams, so many triple teams, and I think they're trying to find their way right now in terms of how they're going to play their same style of defense, which is a very physical style.
Call it a 2nd and 1 as Wheatley lines up in the backfield. He'll get the call. Tyrone Wheatley plunging into the line. He's got a first down. Out across the 45, he picks up 2 for Oakland. Well, Tyrone Wheatley has been dealing with a shoulder injury, and that has been a big reason why the Oakland Raiders are among the worst teams in the NFL running the football.
Yeah, without Tyrone Wheatley, they have to change the way they play. They want to run downhill, and Tyrone Wheatley is a powerful running back. With him out, they have suffered, only averaging 80 yards rushing, and I think that really has played a part in how Kerry Collins has played, because the running game, people have brought more pressure.
Last week, his first appearance in a month, had a 5-yard touchdown run for Oakland. On first down from the 46, incomplete. Collins looking for the rookie Courtney Anderson, and Dante Wesley on a corner blitz, applying some pressure on the former Panther Kerry Collins.
Well, Courtney Anderson, he's not used to playing much. Doug Jolly is out of the game. Roland Williams out. He wasn't ready for the hot read. It was a 3-step drop. Kerry Collins came up ready to throw the ball. Well, Courtney Anderson never got his head around, and we talked to them, they said that's where they miss Rich Gannon, because Rich could really tell everyone what they were doing, and now it's up to everyone else to know their own assignments.
And a 2nd and 10 from the 46. We're just underway here in Charlotte. Off the fake, Collins throws to a spot complete. Doug Gabriel. And a first down for Gabriel in his 2nd year from Central Florida. Collins took a shot from Buckner, and it covers 18 yards.
He sure did. Good thing that Gabriel made the reception, because Kerry Collins paid for it. Took a hit from Buckner, but what a throw by Kerry Collins. And this is why he's so good. And you'll see Buckner coming right here. He'll come right up the middle, putting pressure in the face of Kerry Collins. This is what they told us they had to do. It's just second effort. He said, we have to get hits on Kerry Collins early in this game because he feels pressure even when it isn't there.
1st and 10 from the 36. Oakland on the move. Its first possession of the day. Here's Collins, strong in the pocket. Throws, complete. Ronald Curry, a favorite son here in North Carolina, a star in basketball and football for the Tar Heels. And Curry with an 11-yard gain through the air.
Well, Curry's one of those guys. He's very talented, but the coaches say not yet skilled at running some of the possession routes. Here you see him coming back to the ball. That's where he's making improvement. Here's a guy, though. He can play pretty much anywhere on the football field. He said that, hey, I played quarterback, so I know all the receiving positions on this team, so he knows the system probably better than any of the other receivers.
8th play of the drive. Amos Zaraway has come in, and he'll get the carry. Zaraway thrown for a loss. They sniffed out, and Carolina was ready with Ricky Manning Jr. leading that charge.
You know, so much is said about playing cover 2. What does that mean? A cornerback like Ricky Manning Jr., he's playing up close to the line of scrimmage. He comes up, and he's able to make the tackle because he fouls into the running game.
2nd and 13 now for Oakland. A 3-receiver set. Good drive to open play for the Raiders. Oakland outplayed thoroughly a week ago by Diego, who took control right from the very beginning. On 2nd down, Collins, they handle the rush. Collins throwing, and wide open Doug Gabriel. Campbell slipped down in coverage, and Gabriel took advantage of it for an 18-yard gain and another Raider down.
It was John Fox who said that the Raiders receivers are much like our defensive backs working against Chris Campbell. Said that they're very talented but not yet skilled in terms of working their position, and that's what Chris Campbell. See how he slipped, he fell down. A 1st-round pick out of Ohio State. He was a guy who played both ways, receiver and defensive back, very talented, but still learning how to play the position on this level. And so at times he's going to get beat, but at other times he's going to make some plays for you.
1st and goal from the 10. Double tight end set, Jolly and Anderson. Looking to get on the board. Play action. Collins throws out of the end zone. Incomplete. Some pressure again from Brenson Buckner. And Collins just got rid of it.
Yeah, they can't keep Buckner out of the backfield. He's the one guy that's providing the consistent pressure. And that's why Kerry Collins had to get rid of that football, or he would have taken the sack. Did the smart thing getting rid of it, but Buckner right now, he's coming. They're not able to block him on the left side of that line. That's where they have 2 rookies starting. Jake Grove at guard, Robert Gallery at the right tackle position.
Kerry Collins leading the NFL with 11 interceptions this season. Now a 2nd and goal. Handoff. Tyrone Wheatley runs directly into a crowd. A 2-yard gain. First man there, Will Witherspoon for Carolina. And it sets up 3rd and goal for the Raiders.
Well, we said that the Raiders would have to dominate the line of scrimmage and use Tyrone Wheatley as a battering ram. That time not able to find any running room in the middle of that Carolina Panthers defensive line. And North Turner told us, he said, they tend to down at the end of games. That's when they're more vulnerable. So you're going to see them continuing to hammer away and hopefully to win the day in the 4th quarter.
A long drive to open up. This is the 12th play for Oakland on a 3rd and goal. Collins, rush coming. Collins able to dump it off. Loose football, it's ruled incomplete. Jerry Porter did not catch it cleanly, and he's fortunate he didn't because he lost it.
Yeah, this was just excellent defense on both the front and back end of the Carolina Panthers defense. They did come with pressure, but they had coverage behind it as well. And you see, watch, the ball's going to come out very quickly looking for Jerry Porter, but watch the hit and the strip by Will Weatherspoon. It's excellent coverage, but he also had pressure in front.
A short field goal for Sebastian Janikowski, 26-yard attempt. And Janikowski is perfect. Raiders get on the board first, a 3-0 lead over Carolina. Panthers will have the football for the first time today when we come back to Charlotte.
The Raiders wanted to do it. They were able to come out and execute.
Now the problem for the Raiders last week, defense, giving up 448 total yards to the Chargers. Jamal Broussard after the kick from Janikowski. And Broussard is level. Shy of the 20-yard line by Tim Johnson. Oh, what a smack.
Oh, someone came to play today.
Tim Johnson put a stamp on Broussard to start things off here in Charlotte. Carolina's first possession of the day, a 1st and 10 at its own 19-yard line. Raiders lead it 3-0. Delhomme with a 3-receiver set to open up. Handoff to Brad Hoover. And Hoover crosses the 20-yard line. He picks up 2. Jake Delhomme leads the NFC in interceptions, tied with Collins for the league lead with 11. His offensive line looks like this. Travell Wharton, the rookie from South Carolina, gets the start at left guard. Backs and receivers, Joey Harris will the featured back. Stephen Davis still not ready to return from his knee injury. They may give it a shot next week. But they've been waiting a while for Stephen Davis. 2nd and 7 now for Carolina. Hoover and going to the backfield, and a pitch to Nick Gold. He's got a hole, able to turn the corner, and Bobby Hamilton cut him down low. He gains 3.
Well, Ian, our eye on the Panthers revealed that they really do have to exploit the Raiders' miscues. They're going to make some mistakes, and they're going to give the Panthers some opportunities to make big plays in this game today. I think also on defense, they're going to have to stop Tyrone Wheatley's powerful rushing attack. Can't allow them to eat time off the clock. And I then think they're going to have to be prepared for Kerry Collins dropping back and going deep with the play action pass, looking to hit the home run.
Now 3rd and 5. Oakland going with a nickel look on defense. Gerard Cooper, the former Panther, is in there. On 3rd down, Delhomme throws over the middle. It's complete. Muhsin Muhammad. And a 1st down. 11-yard gain. New set of downs for Carolina. Defensively for Oakland, some changes there. Bobby Hamilton, the veteran, gets the start. They're a bit banged up as well. That means that Tyler Brayton gets the nod at outside linebacker. That's a learning curve for him. We'll talk about that throughout the day. And in the secondary, Nnamdi Asamoah getting the start at corner. Charles Woodson is active, and for all the play-by-play guys out there, that's one for you.
Easy for you to say.
Exactly. That'll be a challenge throughout the afternoon. Handoff. Brad Hoover leveled as he came across, trying to go up the middle. Napoleon Harrod, first man there. 1-yard gain, if that.
The Carolina Panthers have struggled on offense this year. You see what they are missing right now. 64% of their total offensive production is gone. Steve Smith, he was lost in the first game of the year on the Monday night game against Green Bay. And then Deshaun Foster, Stephen Davis, what they lose with these three players are tremendous weapons, and now they're looking for other people to step up.
Smith, a broken leg. Foster, a clavicle. What a season it has been for Carolina. Delhomme off the play fake. Oakland bid on it, and he finds Troll on the perimeter. It's short of a 1st down, but Jake Delhomme had so much time to work with to finally find the open man.
Wow, it started with the protection up front, and Jake Delhomme really kept his poise because, look, he has all day to throw the football. They max protect it. He comes all the way back in his progression to the other side, and always the veteran Ricky Proehl continues to work. Get open, comes open very late, but he's also able to make the reception to create a manageable 3rd down situation for the offense.
It's a 3rd and 3 for Carolina. Oakland with a 3-0 lead. Fast-moving first quarter, 5:18 to play. Brad Hoover in the backfield, a pitch. Hoover And he strips up. Hoover did not get to the marker as Philip Buchanan ranged over to help make the play. It's a 2-yard gain, and the Panthers forced a punt.
And I thought he should have been able to pick up this first down. Hoover has to keep his feet. Doug Brzezinski, the right guard, number 79, was able to pull, was able to get out in front. But I thought Hoover could have kept his feet and maybe struggled to pick up that extra yard after contact.
Todd Sauerbrunn, 3 straight Pro Bowls, the punter with Philip Buchanan. He has 3 punt returns for touchdowns in his career. It's blocked. Sauerbrunn could not get it off cleanly, and the Raiders have it at the 33-yard line. It looked like Asamoah got in on the block.
He sure did. Joe Avezzano doing his old thing. You see number 21, Asamoah, he comes right through the middle unblocked. And if he didn't get it, one of his guys did. There were so many people getting penetration. And if they can turn this into points, I'm telling you, when you can block a punt, turn it into a touchdown, your chances of winning a football game goes way high.
And they will give that block to Asamoah. And just another reason for me to say the name once again.
He's going to make sure we know his name.
No doubt. Everybody's going to know it. 1st and 10 at the 33 for Oakland. With a rush coming, Wheatley driving forward and dives out across the 25. Good block by Brad Badger on that left side for the Raiders.
Tyrone Wheatley really does give this offense just another punch, and very much a strong identity when he's able to pound away at your defensive line. And right now the Raiders are getting off to an excellent start, the kind of start you want when you're playing on the road. And they've struggled to win on the road, have lost 13 straight. So it appears today that they're coming out to try to end that streak.
On a 2nd and 3 now for the Raiders. Courtney Anderson, the motion man. Give to Wheatley. Long stride, but Wheatley is trampled down short of the first down marker. A 2-yard gain. Witherspoon out on the far side to make the play.
And all that has been talked about with the loss of so many players on this Carolina Panther football team, John Fox says we just have other guys that have to go out now and make a name for themselves. I think Will Witherspoon is one of those guys, one of the linebackers in this defense that has played so much better. Not just this year, but then he did last year when all of these guys really played very well.
The Raiders 0-4 on the road. Their victories this season came against Buffalo and Tampa Bay. This is a 3rd and 1 for Oakland. Wheatley finds the hole, and he's got the first down out across the 20-yard line. He needed a yard. He picked up 5. Jake Grove able to slide over and make the play for the block. Well, the longest active road losing streaks. This is not a list you want to be a part of.
It sure isn't. And all these teams you can see, they have struggled, not just this year, but last year. If you can't win on the road, you're going to find it very difficult to even play 500 football. So you have to be able to go into other people's stadium and steal a football game.
From the 19-yard line, Collins on the toss. Zaraway turns it upfield. And Amos Zaraway picks up 4. So a change of pace. They can go Wheatley, who's the more physical running back. Zaraway, guy that can work his way through holes and make moves trying to get extra yardage.
Yeah, that's what they want to do today. They want to use Tyrone Wheatley to come out and hammer away at the defense and try to wear the Carolina Panthers down. And then you're going to see late in the game, you're going to see Amos Zaraway, because he is a change of pace. He is a more fast-hitting runner who is more explosive and can take to the house from anywhere on the football field.
2nd and 6 now from the 15 for Oakland, trying to pad their lead. And off again, Zaraway this time up the middle. And a flag thrown as Zaraway carries to about the 10, a 5-yard gain. Looks like it's going to work against Oakland on the interior of the line.
Holding, number 64, offense, 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that is the rookie Jake Grove, who has not played guard since his sophomore year at Virginia Tech, but they are very high on his ability and obviously the versatility. He was drafted as a center.
Yeah, he's going to be a very good center in this league. But Adam True right now is the guy who's playing that position. He's very good. With Rod Stone out at the right guard, you know, Grove is so versatile. He can step over and play that guard position. But there's going to be a learning curve.
Back it up, 25. This is a 2nd and 16. 2 tight end set. Collins fake on the handoff. Kerry Collins has the time. Delivers up top. Knocked up in the air and incomplete. Into double coverage. Jerry Porter, the intended target. Mike Minter to get that deflection.
This is a play-action fake. They're going to try to go to the middle. see Jerry Porter. But watch how many people are around him. There's 2 defenders, then a third coming over. That ball hung up in the air. And I don't think Kerry Collins should have thrown this ball. He threw it well into coverage. The ball hung up in the air and really should have been intercepted. When the ball is hanging up like that and it's tipped, you see how many defenders are in the area. There's only 1 receiver there. Kerry Collins going to have to be more careful. We talk about the unforced errors. That's one of them. Don't throw the ball into coverage. You know better.
He dodged a bullet there. A 3rd and 16. Play clock winding down. Here's Collins with a deep drop. Tosses to J.R. Redmond. Flag on the play as Redmond is tackled just around the 15-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain off the dump from Collins. Witherspoon and Allen combining.
80. Offside. Number 99. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So Brenson Buckner called on that penalty. You know, it's not a shock, Solomon. These 2 teams, 2-6, 1-6, with the Raiders pulling out 2 wins, that they are among the most penalized teams in the NFL.
What happens when you start to struggle? You lose football games. Everyone tries to do maybe a little bit more than they're capable of. Just fighting, and you become frustrated, and you try a little bit harder, and you forget the little things. And Brenson Buckner, he knows better, but yet and still, he's coming out, he's fighting for his football team, but yet he's hurting them by not taking care of those small things we're talking about.
A 3rd 11, ball spotted just inside the 20, some movement again, and a flag thrown. Collins guns up high, hauled in by Doug Gabriel. And a 1st down for the Raiders. Collins felt it was a free play after the flag went.
Well, there was more movement in the defensive line. There were some guys moving. There were some guys moving on the offensive line. It's just a matter of who moved first.
Under a minute left now in the 1st.
Offside. Number 90. Defense. Lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined as a result of the play as a completed pass for a 1st down.
Well, you know, we talked about the Chris Jenkins injury and the far-reaching effect it's had on Buckner, Peppers, Rucker. They're not having the seasons they had a year ago.
Only 9 sacks are in 7 games, and so they are struggling, and they're struggling to find, I think, a new identity.
1st and goal from the 7. Handoff. Tyrone Wheatley sticks the helmet down and gets taken out from underneath. Ball was loose. Panthers claim they've got it. Vinny Churchill was the one who slid through to make the play. Looks like the Raiders will hold on to it.
Attack is 2nd down.
So 2nd and goal. No change of position as Churchill was able to come in and make the play. And there's a happy Raider fan making his way here down to North Carolina.
Well, I think right now the Panthers have to settle down. This is an opportunity to make a play. You can't allow the Raiders to get off and get a touchdown, try to force a score, or create a turnover here.
2nd and goal from the 6, and that'll do it for this 1st quarter. Raiders have a 3-0 lead. They're looking for more. We'll come back after these messages. The only win for the Carolina Panthers this season back in week 2, a 28-17 victory at Kansas City. And losses to Green Bay, Atlanta, Denver, Philly, San Diego, Seattle, quality teams. But a year ago, they were winning the close games and coming up with a big play. Now it's Oakland with a 3-0 lead. Spread the field on a 2nd and goal from the 6. Collins fakes. Collins throws. Incomplete. Looking for Courtney Anderson out near the goal line. He was sandwiched in between 2 defenders.
And I think the Raiders are very fortunate that this was not a negative play, because they went with the empty set, and Kerry Collins was ready to get rid of the ball right away. When this man wasn't open, he was forced to hold on to the ball longer than he wanted. The pressure nearly almost got there. And then he threw the ball again, once again into coverage.
Right now he's having some shoe problems. And the game clock
isn't going to be kind to him.
Nope.
They're going to have to call a timeout so he can get his shoe on.
Only 4 seconds off the game clock. He's got a quadruple knot. He lost his shoe, figured he could slip it right back on. And if this isn't an indication of what kind of season it's been for the Oakland Raiders, I'm not sure what is. Kerry Collins will get his shoe back on. The Raiders will look to score in a moment.
My cell phone bill is outrageous.
Mine too.
Who have you been talking to?
Here in the first half, we are early in the second quarter, and Oakland with a 3-0 lead. Chance to add to it with a 3rd and goal from the 6. 3 receivers set. Collins in the pocket. And throws short of the goal line. J.R. Redmond could not break the plane. 5-yard gain, some pushing and shoving. And now 4th down for Oakland.
And how about the big man? Brinson Buckner, your defensive tackle, dropped out to coverage, and he was the guy that made the first hit on J.
Warren Sapp into the game. So Sapp in the backfield. Handoff. Tyrone Wheatley able to get to the end zone for the touchdown.
What a play on the road. A play called by Norv Turner. Having confidence in the ability to hammer their way off the left side of that offensive line. See Will Weatherspoon. Now you're going to see the cornerback, Chris, comes up to turn it in, but not able to secure the tackle on a very strong runner like Tyrone Wheatley. Once he smells the goal line, almost impossible to keep him out.
So Sapp checked in as an eligible tight end. Janikowski with the extra point. And the Raiders, after the block punt, that's what started this drive, go 11 plays, 33 yards. It culminates in a Tyrone Wheatley touchdown. The Raiders leading on the road. 10-0 lead on the Carolina Panthers. Janikowski to kick it off. Broussard and Bennett are back deep. This will be Brandon Bennett on the return. Bennett looking for open room, crosses the 30-yard line. And they'll have it at the 31. Teo Johnson making the play on special teams. Carolina looks to get on the board when we come back. Carolina QB Jake Delhomme, only his 2nd year as a starter, and he admitted that last year it came easy to him.
Yeah, and that's because he had so many weapons around him. And many of those weapons are now gone due to injury. 1st and 10 from the 32 for Delhomme and the Panthers. Jake Delhomme guns to the 39-yard line to Ricky Kroll. And a 7-yard gain, throwing on Denard Walker, who's in there for Oakland. 1-win wonders right now. Carolina is the surprise of the group. You knew San Francisco would struggle in Miami without Ricky Williams. That's not a huge shocker. Huge surprise. It's all Ricky's fault in Miami. I mean,
right.
They have an excuse. In San Francisco, no one expected to be good, but it is a shocker to see the Carolina Panthers struggling.
2nd and 3 for Carolina. Delhomme, short drop, and a quick throw. Good timing pattern, and a big shot. Musa Muhammad took a lick from Marcus Anderson, who stood him up. NFL Today up. We head to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Ian, the Jets are the best in the AFC at protecting the football, but a Chad Pennington fumble has cost them here. Willis McGahee, 12 yards for the touchdown. The Buffalo Bills lead the Jets 7-0 coming up on 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Ian and Solomon, back to you.
And Greg McGahee is downright dangerous. He's only getting better each and every week as his confidence is now returning.
1st and 10 from the 49. Delhomme in some trouble. Floats one. Incomplete, but a flag down. Contact as Denard Walker was holding Musa Muhammad.
Well, there was much contact between Denard Walker and Musa Muhammad.
Pass interference. Number 25. Defense. Spotted the foul. 1st down.
Charles Woodson is not 100% because of a hip injury, so the Raiders are trying to mix and match in that secondary right now.
Yeah, right now it's Denard Walker, and we're told that Charles Woodson will play in some of the nickel and dime formations, but it's a defense that right now it's hurting because even if Woodson were to start this game, he's not practicing much because of the injuries, and so that's where you're getting a lot of the mental mistakes and the errors in that secondary.
And a 1st and 10 from the 38. Buchanan isn't out there either. Philip Buchanan, the other starting corner. Here's Delhomme under pressure, and Delhomme forced to get rid of it, throws it away, incomplete. Bobby Hamilton got some pressure in on Delhomme. Another NFL Today update. Back to New York. Here's Greg.
All right, Ian, this time we'll take you to Tampa Bay. Kansas City jumped on top on a Trent Green touchdown pass, but the Bucs come right back. Brian Greasy to Jameel Cook, 8 yards for the tying TD. They're about a minute and a half to play in the first quarter, and they're tied at 7, guys.
Greg, huge game for Kansas City.
Yes.
If they have any hopes of being in the race out on the West. they've got to win today.
And they want to get back to 500. It starts from there, and then you can build. But it's a team that can get hot. They won 9 in a row last year.
Now Woodson is out there for Oakland defensively on a 2nd and 10. Delhomme slings it high and incomplete. Threw it into coverage. Kerry Colbert, the rookie from USC.
Well, you know, the question is always asked on defense, what comes first, the pressure or the coverage? You always want to get pressure, and that's what happened, because that time Kerry Colbert did come open, but the pressure, there was a hand on Jake Delhomme just as he was throwing the ball, caused that ball to sail high. You see Rob Ryan signaling in the plays, trying to get his defense lined up.
He just made a jumper, I think.
He sure did. Go over the top.
12.5 remaining, 2nd quarter. Oakland with a 10-0 lead. Carolina 3rd and 10 at the Oakland 38. Goings is in there. Play action, and here comes everybody. Delhomme is dumped back at the 43-yard line. Gerard Cooper, the former Panther.
Wow.
Woodson applied some pressure, and then Cooper able to wrap him up.
Well, Rob Ryan is known for his aggressive style, but look at how many people. There's 4 guys in the secondary. You see Woodson there, and you see Cooper there. So many players leaking through that front offensive line, and Jake Delhomme never had a chance to throw the football.
And a loss of 17. Sauerbrunn, the punter, had it blocked on his last attempt. Rush is coming again. Sauerbrunn gets this one off a high, wobbly punt. Here's Buchanan. And a fair catch at the 14. So the Raiders making some plays on both sides of the ball. A 41-yard punt. Oakland with a 10-0 lead. They'll have the football when we come back. 10-0. Oakland leading Carolina. Both teams looking to snap 5-game streaks. 11:55 mark, 2nd quarter. And the Raiders have it a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Wheatley in the backfield for Oakland. Motion man Curry. Handoff. Tyrone Wheatley runs into his own man. And Wheatley then gang tackled quickly. A gain of 1.
Tyrone Wheatley, he's missed a lot of action this year, but today he's come out, he's ignited this offense by pounding away at that front defensive line for the Carolina Panthers. He's run inside, outside for a touchdown score, and so the power of Tyrone Wheatley has ignited this offense for the Oakland Raiders.
A 1,000-yard rusher back in the 2000 season. Charlie Garner was the featured back prior to injury last year. And then Garner moved on. Wheatley assumed the #1 duties. Off play fake. Wheatley gets spilled out by Churchu. Vinny Churchu, starting for the injured Dan Morgan, was all over that screen pass.
Well, whenever you blitz, there is someone who's responsible for the back coming out of the backfield. That time it was Vinny Churchu. He stayed on his key, stayed on his man, Tyrone Wheatley, and as soon as Wheatley caught the ball, Churchu was right on top of him to make the tackle.
Dan Morgan sitting this one out because of a concussion. Morgan, the leading tackler for this Panther defense, came in with 65 tackles on the season. A loss of 2 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 11 for the Raiders. Play clock is winding down. J.R. Redmond in there. They didn't get the play off, it appeared. They give it to him. Collins throws out the sideline, incomplete. In the direction of J.R. Redmond in a matchup with a linebacker. Good coverage by Will Witherspoon.
Yeah, that time the Raiders were fighting the clock as well as the Panthers defense and appeared to be a little bit confused. And that's where the veteran experience, I think, of Rich Gannon is sorely missed. Because as Norv Turner told us, he can get other guys lined up and had great command in terms of his presence in that huddle. Kerry Collins is a new guy on this football team and still finding his way to build those kind of relationships.
Shane Leckler, former Pro Bowler, with a flag down. Leckler a high. Broussard, the return man. Short punt for Leckler as Broussard fields cleanly at the 45. But a penalty marker thrown back at the 15-yard line after the 42-yard punt by Leckler. Always impressive hang time with Shane Leckler.
John Fox arguing his case, so must be on the Carolina Panthers. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, John Fox, he knows that this team just has not been the same without those key weapons. They're missing them. Obvious week in and week out. They just don't have the same explosive nature on offense, and defensively, you just don't fear them.
Yeah, and it hurts when you're injured in terms of your defense, but more importantly, right up the middle of that defense.
Offside defense. Penalty is declined. First down, Oakland. Timeout.
Not quite sure what he's talking about. Oakland just punted the football. We'll sort it out when we come back. Just to clear it up, penalty was on Oakland, the kicking team. Carolina turned it down. They were happy with their field position at the 45, and that's where they take over, trailing 10-0 with a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Hoover in the backfield, and Brad Hoover is down in a hurry by Marcus Anderson, the strong safety. That's a 2-yard gain.
There you see the changes on that offensive line from last year. Look at the players lost. You know, only Jeff Mitchell is playing the same position this year that any of the starters last year, because they lost 3 of those starters. Jordan Gross moved from right tackle to left tackle. They lose Todd Stussy, Geno James, and Kevin Donnelly, some really good veteran players, and now they're still trying to find their way and trying to find the chemistry needed on that offensive line.
On a 2nd and 8, Muhammad goes in motion out of the shotgun. Delhomme. Here's Delhomme stepping forward and throwing for the first down, complete to Colbert. And into Raider territory, able to get it into that secondary area with a 7 game.
This now you get really good protection by the offensive line. Look at this. All the time to survey the field. Jake Delhomme patiently steps up, finding Kerry Colbert open, and look at the hands on this rookie wide receiver, a really talented player who stepped in for Steve Smith and has, I think, done a wonderful job. Not as explosive as Steve Smith was, but certainly providing the production.
And a 1st and 10 from the 37. Handoff, it's Hoover again, and Brad Hoover stumbles forward to the 30. We should mention we have not seen Joey Harris, who's supposed to be the starting running back for the injured Stephen Davis. It's been Hoover, the featured back. To New York we go. Greg Gumbel.
All right, Ian, in Tampa, Kansas City scored first, but it's been all Bucs since then. Michael Pittman, 1-yard run. The ball comes loose, but he had crossed the goal line. The Buccaneers with a 14-7 lead on the Chiefs early in the 2nd quarter, guys.
Well, Greg, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Tampa will take it any way they can get it.
2nd and 4 now for Carolina. Take the handoff to Hoover. Delhomme has the time. No rush on Delhomme. Jake Delhomme has the entire left side in front of him. Instead, throws into double coverage. He was out of bounds. Ricky Kroll trying to haul it in cleanly, but could not keep the feet in bounds. It's incomplete.
You do have to give credit right now to the Panthers offensive line. Starting to settle down. Look at the protection all the time, except no one is open. They provide excellent coverage on the back of the Raiders secondary. And you see he has to hold on to the ball. By the time he throws it, Ricky Kroll is way out of bounds. Incompletion.
Now a 3rd and 4. Delhomme is 5 of 8, 52 yards for Carolina. Line of scrimmage is the 30. 10-0. Oakland leading it. 8-10 mark, 2nd quarter. Delhomme, play fake. Rush coming. Delhomme unloads. Complete. First down. Musa Muhammad. They'll spot the football right around the 23. Ray Buchanan, the safety, with coverage. 8-yard hookup. Coming up next, Nextel halftime report. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer, all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. So Carolina maintains this possession with a 1st down at the 23.
Yeah, they're starting to move right now offensively. They really had struggled prior to this possession, but now the offensive line starting to provide more protection for Jake Delhomme, and the receivers are getting open and making plays.
Nick Goings now in the backfield. Motion man Carl Hankton. Delhomme, play fake, throws, complete, down to the 1. Kerry Colbert, excellent grab by the rookie.
Well, I was very impressed with the protection provided by the offensive line. I was even more impressed by this throw by Jake Delhomme. It is a rocket. But more importantly, and even more impressive, is the catch by Kerry Colbert in traffic, going right in the middle toward the safety, able to make that catch before he gets down to the goal line. This rookie is very impressive, showing excellent skills, able to come down with that football.
A 1st and goal from the 1. Double tight end set. Hoover in the backfield with Goings. Play action. Delhomme wants to throw for it. Wide open. Chris Mangum Touchdown, Panthers.
You know, last week, Antonio Gates, tight end for the Chargers, got wide open down inside the red zone. Now here's Chris Mangum's turn. He said, if Antonio Gates could do it, why not me? We said that the Raiders secondary and their defense would give you opportunities. We didn't know if Jake Delhomme could take advantage of it. He just showed us that he can. The offensive line protects. Jake Delhomme can make the plays and make the throws needed to win football games.
Extra point, John Casey. Warren Sapp told us he was sick to his stomach after the performance of Antonio Gates last week. They could not cover Antonio Gates. Carolina able to move down the field basically through the air. Jake Delhomme, the touchdown to Mangum. Panthers get right back into it. It's 10-7 Raiders. Casey to kick it off. Gabriel and Redmond are back deep for Oakland. This will be Gabriel. Muffs it initially from the 1. Gabriel sidesteps and twirled down at the 19. Kemp Rasmussen brought him down. 15-yard return. Close one in the first half. Was yesterday. I'll cover the tight end. If you want me to cover the tight end, give me a little help, I'll do it.
I think he said we can't play the hope and pray defense. Also, we have to cover guys.
The H&PD, 6.5 to first half. Dropped by Crockett. Carolina fans thinks it's a touchdown for Ricky Manning Jr., but it was ruled incomplete. Will Witherspoon, who has been all over the field in this first half, was the one who had the stick on Crockett.
Well, Dan Morgan out, the middle linebacker, and Will Witherspoon has really picked it up. We talk about hurting down the middle of your defense. Chris Jenkins, your top defensive tackle, he's out. Your middle linebacker, Dan Morgan's out. And so people have been attacking the middle of that defense. Will Witherspoon has really picked up and improved his play, and I think he's one of the bright spots on this defense.
On a 2nd and 10, Collins flushed for a moment, throws to Tyrone Wheatley, able to maintain his footing as he gets cut down by Ricky Manning, and a 4-yard gain. Kerry Collins led Carolina to the NFC Championship game in 1996. Over his last 10 starts, though, Kerry Collins would like to forget the combination of the New York Giants last year and the silver and black this year.
Yeah, he admitted that things did not work out, but said he learned a lot and said that, hey, you know, you need balance in life to play quarterback in the National Football League, and says that he now better understands what it takes to do that. And, you know, I was really impressed how he was able to sit down and talk with us.
On 3rd and 5, he throws to Doug Jolly, and a first down. Jolly out across the 30-yard line. That quiets the crowd after the 8-yard gain. And Kerry said it. He is more mature. He's now in his 10th year in the NFL. There are some fond moments that he had in Carolina. Obviously, the NFC Championship game being the best, but there were also some moments he'd like to forget.
Yeah, certainly some moments he would like to forget. And he understands. He told us, he said, you know, there are some trade-offs. You have to make sacrifices to play quarterback in the National Football League. I did not understand that. I was here, and he says, I now understand I've made those sacrifices and continue to do so in order to focus on the game.
Handoff, Zeraway, and he is engulfed. Couldn't get to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 3. Mark Fields, first man there for Carolina. Well, the first ever pick, as we mentioned, Kerry Collins led the Panthers to that 96 NFC Championship game. But by 1998, the struggles for Collins were well documented. Alcohol, accusations of racial slurs. He quit on the team, ultimately led to his release, ended up in New Orleans, and then over with the New York Giants.
It was Vince Lombardi who said that 90% of the game is played from the neck up. Kerry Collins has always had the talent. He now has the psychology you need to play that position in this league.
He throws on a 2nd and 13 and a strike to Jerry Porter. Catch made at the 45-yard line. That was pretty as he looped it to the spot.
Yeah, Jerry Porter is the guy they really have been expecting a lot of things from in this offense. This is an excellent route, excellent throw, and the timing of the route is really what makes it work, because he's able to come back to the ball. They're going to see if he was juggling the ball. I thought he had it, but it was a really good throw by Kerry Collins also, who's really trying to find his way to with a number of receivers. Remember, they started the year with Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, and now he's having to work with a different set of guys.
Collins still has his off-season home
Charge timeout.
here in North Carolina. His wife is from Concord, North Carolina, about 35 minutes away, so still a lot of close ties to the state. Another timeout taken by Oakland, their second charge timeout, have one remaining with 3:56 left in this second quarter. When Collins, when he took over for Rich Gannon, there were a lot of people around the league that thought the Raiders might actually be better off. And it's Norv Turner who told us yesterday that people now are probably more appreciative of Gannon because he was a guy that could comfort others. And now these young players have to figure it out for themselves out there.
Yeah, because Kerry Collins is learning this offense also himself, and then try to get all the other 10 guys lined up to know their assignment. I think it's a lot to do. And Kerry is a guy that he says, hey, this is a good fit for my talents and my skills, this vertical passing attack that Norv Turner is running with the Oakland Raiders. He says, but hey, I need more reps because I'm still learning. But he is getting better each and every week.
Johnny Morant, a rookie out of Syracuse, comes in at one receiver spot on a 1st and 10 for Oakland. From the 45, Collins airing one out, incomplete. Jerry Porter, the intended target. Ricky Manning Jr. down there with Colin Branch, free safety. Hey, are you looking for free fantasy football? You can there is Rich Gannon. He claims he still wants to play. There are those within the Raiders organization that believe that his career is probably over. Gannon, though, is a fighter and a resilient individual.
I would never write off Rich Gannon. He is a fighter. This guy, he can will you to several victories. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Play action. Collins has the time. Safety. J.R. Redmond. No, Zach Crockett fighting through. Brian Allen there defensively as Crockett gets extra yardage, and Allen tackles him along that sideline, a 9-yard gain. Well, for Rich Gannon, this was supposed to be a rebirth of sorts this year after the injury last year, but on September 26th, that storyline went out the window. Yeah, he took a hit right there by Derek Brooks. Of course, it was an unintentional hit by Brooks, but he was just doing his job, and unfortunately, Rich Gannon took the worst of it. But hopefully, you know, he can bounce back because he still has something to offer. I think he still has something to offer to this football team.
3rd and 1. Now, the spot of the football is probably what they're curious about right now.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It's 3rd down and a half a yard. Carolina is charged with its first timeout.
Half maybe that Oakland would have lost. So now it's 3rd and short. Just outside the 45, a double tight end set. Fake the handoff. Collins sells it, throws, wide open. Doug Jolly, big yardage as he crosses the 15 and angles out of bounds. So they needed just about a half a yard, and they end up getting a huge gainer, 32.
We said at the top they would really have to watch the play action fake. Doug Jolly over to the left side of your screen. See the play action fake? Brian Allen, number 52, in chase. He doesn't stay on his keys. He's expecting a run play. Jolly comes wide open over the middle of the field, and we said that the Carolina Panthers, they would A, have to stop the run, the powerful running game of Tyrone Wheatley, and second of all, be conscious of that play action pass play.
Big play for Jolly on 3rd down. This is a 1st and 10 from the 13. Collins forced out, throws to Tyrone Wheatley. Catch and run for Wheatley as he lowers the shoulder inside the 10, out near the 5. Dante Wesley, Brian Allen there defensively. It's a 6-yard gain on the swing pass.
But what a gutsy call by Norv Turner on 3rd and inches. I guess he figure he does have a 4th down play if he doesn't make it, but certainly having the confidence in his quarterback, Kerry Collins, to execute that play. But Doug Jolly coming wide open certainly made it easy. 2nd and 3 from the 6 for Oakland. Wheatley by himself in the backfield. Motion man Curry. Handoff. Wheatley trying to break a tackle. Cannot. And Branch made sure of it. He was carrying Branch for about a yard. No gain on the play officially. Well, this is just an incredible play. See, they're going to block it here, but watch the outside running. He hits it inside, then breaks it out. And look at the powerful leg drive by Tyrone Wheatley. Very tough to get on the ground, creating yards after contact.
2-minute warning in the second quarter in Charlotte. On a 3rd and 3. Collins faked the handoff. Collins in trouble, and he is sacked at the 9. Julius Peppers. Flag thrown on the play.
We have a late flag. I think they may call Mark Fields for holding Zach Crockett, who was trying to come out of the backfield, which is where Kerry Collins wanted to go with the ball.
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask. Number 90, defense. Will go half the distance to from the spot of the sack. It'll be an automatic first down.
Now, there's a reason sometimes you're 1 and 6.
On the right side of your screen. Okay, there it is. Julius Peppers in his pass rushing. He gets his hand in the face mask of Tyrone Wheatley, and that's why you're going to come free. If you want to defeat a block, you do that, but you're also going to be called for it.
So an automatic first down inside the 5, a 1st and goal with 1:53 to play now, 2nd quarter. Peppers able to get that pressure in, but the mistake made, the face mask call, as Tyrone Wheatley was in his way. Double tight end set on a 1st and goal. Handoff to Wheatley, and Tyrone Wheatley accelerates just short of the 1-yard line, a 3-yard gain. And the clock is rolling with 1:42 and counting left, 2nd quarter.
For either the run or the play action fake.
On a 2nd and goal for Oakland, looking to extend the lead. Handoff, it's Wheatley driving forward. Did Wheatley get there? One official says yes. Panthers claim they stopped him at the goal line. Raiders want the official signal.
There's a player.
It is ruled a touchdown. Raiders have a 16-7 lead. Wheatley was clearly in the end zone and then lost the football, as Solomon mentioned. Once you break the plane, all bets are off as Janikowski tacks on the extra point. And Oakland now up with another rushing touchdown for the Raiders. 2 today for Wheatley at 17-7. Oakland off with Janikowski. Broussard and Bennett are deep. And a short kick, which is taken up at the 20-yard line. Mike Seidman with a fair catch. Why?
Why? This is the question. Could have had more.
Okay, we've got some time right here for the wisdom of Solomon.
Well, Ian, you know, we're at the midway point of the season. Let's take a look at some players who've been flying under the radar. How about Drew Brees with the 3rd best quarterback rating in the league? Deuce Staley has really revived the Steelers' rushing attack. And the Eagles' cornerbacks, Lito Shepard, Sheldon Brown, they replaced 2 Pro Bowlers, Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor, and they have really led that defense. And these players have all stepped up to make their teams better.
1:09 to play first half. DeLong throwing, and a quick pass to Colbert out along the sideline, out of bounds. And Kerry Colbert is puzzled after it's ruled incomplete.
Well, Kerry Colbert's one of those guys who've also been flying under the radar and talking about stepping your game up. He's done that for this football team. I think he may have stepped out of bounds, but he's come in and has given them what they needed. Wide receiver position, said that his college coach, Pete Carroll, who had coached in the NFL, told him, hey, you have an excellent shot of playing on the next level. And he said, from then on, I knew I could play in the National Football League.
2nd and 10 now for Carolina. DeLong throwing through the hands of Nick Goings, and incomplete. 1 minute to play now in this first half as we follow up the wisdom of Solomon, some of the individuals you're talking about and what they've done this season.
Yeah, and you compare to what they did 1 year ago. Drew Brees is certainly off the radar, and Deuce Staley not playing in Pittsburgh, but certainly has resurrected their running game. That's what they wanted to do, get back to running the football where they were so poorly 1 year ago. And then the Eagles, 2nd in terms of points allowed. It really has depended upon the play of their cornerback positions on both the left and right side of that.
On 3rd and 10, here's DeLong. Pump fake, and now throws over the middle into a crowd. Nick Goings, and he is going nowhere. A 3-yard gain. Tyler Brayton in on that stop. And some of the boos now cascading through the stands here at Bank of America Stadium.
He's going to the ground because Tyler Brayton was right on top of that play. He's been really a find for this defense playing outside linebacker. Most think that he should be on the ground and on the ground playing defensive end, but made a play that time.
Down to 22 seconds left, first half. Sauerbrunn punting to Philip Buchanan. And Carolina using all of this clock, not wanting to give Oakland much time to work with as they call a timeout. They've got one remaining. Raiders have no timeouts left. A 10-point lead for Norv Turner's team. 14 seconds left, first half here in Charlotte. And the Carolina Panthers with their punting unit on the field. Sauerbrunn, snapper Jason Powell. And Sauerbrunn gets rid of this one with an end-over-end kick. Buchanan muffs it, but covers up. Back at the 31-yard line. 6 seconds remain in this second quarter. NFL.com fan poll question. Who would you pick as the NFL's midseason MVP? You can cast your vote at NFL.com. Solomon will go with Dante Culpepper. I'm going to go with Tiki Barber.
You're going to go with Tiki?
Yeah, give Tiki my vote.
Yeah, you're a homer. That's what that is. You know, much like the St. Louis Cardinals, Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, I think they kind of steal votes from each other because both are playing phenomenally well right now.
Yep, you're right. McNabb and Owens would probably cancel each other out. But McNabb has had an MVP-like first half. And that'll do it for our first half here in Carolina. 17-7, Oakland looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. They've got the lead. Nextel halftime report is coming up next.
Only from DirecTV.
Getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Raiders lead at 17-7. We welcome you back here in Charlotte. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots. People always talk about the Super Bowl hangover. You've experienced it. You know it firsthand, both of these teams going through it.
Played in the Super Bowl, came back the next year. We went 8-8, just missed the playoffs by one game. And I think there's this false sense of understanding that, hey, we've earned the respect of the rest of the league. But what you fail to realize is that now, with that respect, other teams are going to come after you week in and week out because they know they have to play their best, and you don't expect that each week. And I think you pay the lip service. You say, hey, we're ready to defend, we're going to get back. But when teams come out and they play very hard and come after you, I think there's a shock to the senses, and you're not understanding that everyone now wants to come out and beat you.
That was Cincinnati against San Francisco. I'm not to bring it up again, but
Yeah.
just to confirm for everybody out there, let's take a look at our fantasy notebook, the QB numbers.
Yeah, well, both quarterbacks, I think, have played well so far. Jake DeLay as well as Kerry Collins. The real difference in this game, I think, has been in the rushing attack. Tyrone Wheatley, in terms of what he's brought to the table, the 2 rushing touchdowns has allowed the Raiders to play keep away. They've held on to the ball for 7 more minutes than what Carolina has had. And then the receivers are playing across the board very evenly. They're all starting to make plays. Gabriel and Porter, Musa Muhammad, as well as Kerry Colbert, the rookie, he's looked really good. But you have to start with Tyrone Wheatley's ability to use the power running game to hammer away at the Carolina Panthers defense.
And Tyrone Wheatley with a pair of touchdown runs. Also give credit to Oakland defensively. They came in last in the NFL, allowing just under 28 points per game. And they give up 7 to this Carolina offense in the first half. Panthers will have the football first. Another short kick from Janikowski as Carolina is able to field it. And the Panthers will have it just short of the 30-yard line. On the return, Mike Seidman. The Super Bowl 37, Oakland against Tampa Bay. NFL MVP Rich Gannon and the Raiders facing John Gruden, and the Raiders lose 48-21. Then Super Bowl 38, Carolina against New England, one of the greatest Super Bowls ever played. Panthers' first Super Bowl appearance. They rally with 1:13 left, but Adam Vinatieri's field goal did it for the Pats.
Panthers have only won once since losing that Super Bowl, and the Raiders are 6-18 since losing their Super Bowl.
Here's Delhomme on first down from the 29. Throw to Brad Hoover out near the sideline, and Napoleon Harris makes the stop defensively.
Okay, take a look at our eye on the Panthers. Well, we said they had to exploit the Raiders' miscues. That's something they've done. They've also had to stop Tyrone Wheatley, have not been able to do that. And watch for Collins with the deep play action pass. Haven't done that as well because Kerry Collins has been able to connect on the big pass play to Doug Jolly on a crucial 3rd and 1 play action pass.
First time we've seen Joey Harris has been on this possession, and Harris in the backfield right now. Trying to drive forward on 2nd and 5. Driven backwards by Tyler Brayton. And no gain on the play.
So the Panthers, the MASH unit, we talk about how many players they've lost. Stephen Davis and Deshaun Foster, Rod Smart. How about line players with players of equal ability? There's certainly going to be a drop-off, and that's what you see for the Carolina Panthers.
A 5-receiver look on a 3rd and 5 from the 34. Galone looking to run it. And Jake Galone slides down, a 1st down out at the 40-yard line. Had some words for his former buddy, and probably still a friend, Gerard Cooper, but his former teammate with Carolina.
And really, I think, struggled to make this team better, and he is going to be improved as a result.
On the pitch, Joey Harris accelerating, a flag thrown as he takes the lead and hits it at the 47.
Number 76, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Turn around this season where they've gotten off to a 1-6 start.
Reyes right now is in at right guard for Brzezinski. Nick Goings in there for Carolina. Play action. Galome has the time. Throwing complete to Ricky Prohl. And Prohl angled out at the 44-yard line.
Jaguars, the parity in this league, gives just about everyone a chance to turn around their fortunes from season to season.
On the toss, Harris leaves his feet as he crosses the 45, and he picks up a yard. Danny Clark in on that stop for Oakland, setting up a 3rd down for the Carolina offense.
To do it, the offensive line with Stephen Davis out, you could expect him to throw it in a situation where they prefer to run it.
Time of possession has been controlled by Oakland. Dime package for the Raiders on a 3rd and 4. Throwing complete. Muhsin Muhammad into Oakland territory and out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Well, this is really double coverage because you see Buchanan jump down inside. He's playing underneath. This ball should be intercepted because he has help over the top of Muhsin Muhammad. So this is the coverage you want. They threw exactly into double coverage and still are able to complete the pass. And Pat Buchanan has to be disgusted with himself because that ball was thrown right by his head and he did not make a play on the ball.
I know you're going political on me, but Philip Buchanan. Pat's in a whole different way of life.
There you go. Must be cousins.
Long ball, the long jump ball, and it's Philip Buchanan in there defensively against Muhammad. Smile on the face of Buchanan. They went right back at the young corner.
Yeah, with the election still on our mind, this is Philip Buchanan. Again, in good position. He gets his head around, finds the football. Now you have to make a play on the ball. And look, he didn't. Not able to grab it. Maybe the sun was able to block his vision, but this, again, should have been another interception by Philip Buchanan. Good coverage, but not making a play on the ball.
Line of scrimmage is now the 43 on a 2nd and 10 for Carolina. 17-7, Oakland leads it. First possession now of this 2nd half. Play clock went down to 0-0. No flag though. Galone completes to Goings over the middle. And Goings is tackled at the 37-yard line by the upper part of the screen. You will be covered throughout the day with the NFL on CBS. 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. On a quick toss to the outside, asking Colbert to get the 1st down. It all depends on the spot. Philip Buchanan, the tackle. Colbert extending, and they take the football and move it back just a hair.
Philip.
That is not an official line as they extend the chains. Oh, just got it. 1st down, Carolina.
And knows
Steve Smith.
And he has responded, becoming another weapon for Jake Galone.
1st and 10 at the 33 for Carolina. Play action. Galone protected well, but knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Could not get that pass off cleanly. It'll be 2nd and 10. Goings in the backfield, the 11th play of the drive. Mangum, the motion man. Pitch. Goings looking for a hole and brought down by Perella. John Perella able to ride Goings down to the grass, a 2-yard gain.
Well, Carolina's finding it very difficult to run the football. That was only falling on the shoulders of Jake Delhomme, and this is a third down play that they'll have to convert, and they are going to throw the football.
Woodson in there in the dime, operating out of the slot. Shotgun on third down, thrown, complete. Mangum's got the first down for Carolina. He rolls down at the 17-yard line.
Well, I think the ball, he's wide open enough to pick up the first down, as Warren Sapp is now out of the game, and they're going to check him out for an injury.
So Sapp is forced to the sideline. Tight end Chris Mangum and Mike Seidman. Panthers 4 for 4 on third down conversions on this drive. This is a 1st and 10. Delhomme, deep drop. Delhomme forced to use his legs, throwing on the run, and it's incomplete. Looking for Nick along the sideline, but Delhomme just didn't want to make a major mistake there.
Yeah, the protection was there. No one was able to get open. Talked to the coaches, they said he sacrificed a lot to come in and play in this defense.
Hoover in the backfield with Goins. Play clock is down to 1. On a 2nd and 10 from the 17. Handoff, it's Brad Hoover, driven backwards. Sam Williams, first man there among many white jerseys. Danny Clark in there as well. They'll give him forward progress, a gain of 1.
Warren Sapp was also in on the play. They ran right at him, as he's used to having, and not as many total tackles.
Now a 3rd and 9 for Carolina. Harris releases out of the backfield in motion. Delhomme, deep drop. Now Delhomme with a helmet loose. Jake Delhomme looking, throws across his body to the end zone. Hoover extending for the touchdown.
Wow.
Brilliant play by Delhomme.
Well, they looked like they were going to lose a lot on that play. Even Tarvell Wharton, the left guard, he lost his helmet. The protection broke down. And then Jake Delhomme kept poise, and his patience was able to get out of the pocket and found Hoover open, and he just threw a rocket into the end zone.
And had to sidestep the helmet to boot.
That's right.
John Casey, the kicker, Sauerbrunn to hold it. A 15-play, 71-yard drive. And it took nearly 8 minutes for them to produce this touchdown.
And there you see the helmet of Wharton. It comes off, and Jake Delhomme's just running for his life. But look, he goes back inside, really breaking every rule. Don't throw late over the middle of the field, but he finds pace. Stepped up his game with the absence of weapons on that Carolina offense.
Return man Doug Gabriel from the 11. And here's Gabriel running forward across the 30-yard line. Tackled down at the 32. That's where the Raiders set up shop. Raiders still have the lead, but the Panthers have made it tighter, 17-14. Oakland. The Oakland Raiders take over with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They've been outscored by an average of 19 points during this game losing streak. Right now, they've got a 17-14 lead on Carolina. And a 1st down run to Amos Zaraway, trying to squeeze through a hole. And Zaraway picks up 5 on the ground. Country music's biggest night is coming to CBS. Join Super
by running the ball, see if they stick with that running game as we move late into the 3rd quarter.
On 2nd and 5, play action. Collins will string it out for Zaraway, trying to pick up the 1st down after the catch. He will not. Tackled down at the 39 by Will Witherspoon. We have called his name over and over this afternoon. It goes down as a 3.5-yard gain.
Yeah, and the Raiders continue to go back and forth from Wheatley to Amos Zaraway. Now Wheatley's coming back into the game, and so that means they will try to go back to that power running game because they're facing a 3rd and 2 to see if they rely once again on Tyrone Wheatley to go downhill.
Double tight end set, Jolly and Teo Johnson. Wheatley in the backfield with Crockett in front of him. Fake the handoff. Collins wants to throw for it. Under duress and throws incomplete. It was Brenson Buckner applying the heat on Collins. Jolly the intended target.
Well, it was played.
With 5:34 remaining in the 3rd. Nearly blocked. Leckler gets rid of it. Broussard, the return man, and this one's going to take a bounce straight up in the air and saved by the Raiders. Oh, Shane Leckler. Perfect placement inside the 5 as Gerard Cooper, the special teams ace, gets down the field in a hurry to make the play for Oakland. Joey Harris in the backfield, along with Brad Hoover shifting over to his normal position of fullback. Delhomme running play is Harris. And Harris dives forward out across the 5-yard line, and he picks up a couple.
You know, Jake Delhomme is known as one of those stationary, I think just continues to improve week in and week out from the beginning of last year even unto now.
2 touchdowns on the day. He had 2 last week in that loss to Seattle. 2nd and 8 for Carolina. Hoover gets the call this time, and he is smashed. Danny Clark leading that Raider charge. No gain on 2nd down. It's 3rd and long.
And I thought one of the keys to this game was the Raiders' ability on defense to force the Panthers to become one-dimensional on offense. They really have taken away their ability to run the ball. But right now they only have 25 yards rushing and forcing them to become more one-dimensional. It really is all on the shoulders of Jake Delhomme, who I think has responded. But when you're inside your own 5-yard line facing a 3rd and 8, you have to be careful with the football. Do not want to create a turnover and turn the ball over to the Oakland Raiders.
Panthers were 5 for 5 on 3rd down conversions on their last drive. This is a 3rd and 8 for Delhomme, throwing out of his own end zone. Airs it out, incomplete. Musa Muhammad out along the sideline, the intended receiver, and Carolina forced to punt. Oakland should have tremendous position.
But overthrow that ball, throw it out of bounds, and come on to punt it.
Phillip Buchanan's long punt return this year, 18 yards, 3 career touchdowns. This one is returnable. Buchanan all the way back to the 38. Great punt from Sauerbrunn. And Buchanan tackled at the 45, so Sauerbrunn does his team a favor by airing it out. Colin Branch getting down the field to make the play. Oakland's got it at the 44 when we come back. 40 remaining. We are in the 3rd quarter here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oakland Raiders 17, Carolina Panthers 14. Raiders 2-6, 5-game losing streak. Panthers 1-6, and a 5-game losing streak. 1st and 10 for Oakland at the 45. Wheatley in the backfield. Collins throws on 1st down and intercepted. Picked off by Witherspoon and ruled down at the 30-yard line. There's the mistake from Collins. He had avoided it all day, trying to get Doug Jolly as tight end.
And it is the unforced error. In other words, the defense didn't force you to create a mistake. You threw the ball in the wrong place, and Will Witherspoon made you pay for it. Just excellent coverage by Will Witherspoon, who we have already told you is having a well of a day.
First turnover of the afternoon. 6th interception team this season. But it sets up Carolina nicely on a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 3.5 to go in the 3rd. Here's Delhomme in the pocket, steps forward. Delhomme looking to run and tackled at the 31. Flag comes down. Tommy Kelly in a stop for Oakland, but a penalty marker back at the 49-yard line, completely away from the play. And Delhomme has some words after they peeled off the pile. Waiting on Walt Anderson, our referee here in Charlotte.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact, number 23, defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 36. Harris, the motion man. Here's Delhomme. He throws incomplete. Kerry Colbert, the intended receiver.
But did you notice the running back, Joey Harris? Well, here's a guy that was a 3rd-teamer. And now with Stephen Davis and Deshaun Foster out, he's having to start. And he went to the wrong side of formation. Jake before they lost time on the 42nd clock.
Dime package, Woodson and Cooper in there for Oakland. And now a 2nd and 10 for Carolina. Handoff, Brad Hoover. And again, the Panthers having a tough time establishing anything on the ground. Gerard Cooper in on that stop, and Cooper seeing a lot of action against his former team, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, and the Panthers are trying. I mean, 15 runs so far in this game, but not yielding much. Only 30 rushing yards in this game. And so it really is, as before, falling on the shoulders of Jake Delhomme, I think has responded. He's avoided the critical errors and has made the plays, especially on third down, to extend the drive.
This is a 3rd and 6 from the 40. Delhomme steps up, fires too high, and contact with a flag down. Muhammad out along the sideline, and the Raiders upset with this penalty marker. Walker shrugging his shoulders.
Well, it was a comeback route, and Muhammad was trying to break the route off to come back. Let's see if they try to call Denard Walker for disrupting the pattern.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact, number 24, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The 24 is Charles Woodson. Happening elsewhere.
It's actually number 25. There you see Muhammad. See the bump right there, and he did. He's able to jump inside, and he initiated contact. Denard Walker contact with him once he's beyond that 5-yard space up the football field.
Well, penalties have been a killer throughout the season for this Raider team, and it costs them again. A 1st and 10 at the 45. Running play, Joey Harris, and he's cut down. Walker makes the play, no gain as they try to take it to the outside. NFL Today update. To City, you see the standing. They must get a win to stay in the race against Denver and San Diego. On 2nd and 10, Delhomme again has this pass, though, is knocked down by Perella. With a minute, Perella heads to the sideline for Oakland. 3rd and 10 from the 45. Fake Delhomme. A pump and a throw. High throw dropped by Colbert. Right at the 1st down marker. And the drive stalls.
Yeah, this one gets away.
Brady comes in averaging just over 43 yards per punt this season. That one blocked earlier in the day. This one does not have the hang time for Sauerbrunn. Takes a bounce in the air and settles in at the 23-yard line. That's where Oakland will have it. Still nursing a 17-14 lead. You know, the Buffalo Bills, we're looking for that one win to get them started this season. And I think that's what Oakland and Carolina are looking for as well. Both with 5-game losing streaks. Handoff to Tyrone Wheatley. And Wheatley caught from behind. He could not spin away from Vinny Churchill. And he picks up 5 on the play. Oakland leads it 17-14, and they face a 2nd and 4. Handoff, Wheatley again. Wheatley driving, and he is able to fall forwards for a 1st down. Gallery with a key block. Brad Backer, the left guard, helping as well. It's a 6-yard gain.
On the previous possession, you get the interception by Kerry Collins. What do you do to settle down your offense? You go back to your bread and butter play. And that's that downhill running style of Tyrone Wheatley. They've used him to stabilize the offense, to get the confidence back into this football team. Norv Turner's going to give the ball to him even more as we head into the 4th quarter of this game.
End of the 3rd. One of these two teams will put an end to their long losing streak. We'll find out who it is. The 4th quarter is next from Charlotte. Fourth quarter in Oakland with a 17-14 lead on Carolina. 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Raiders. Collins, he'll throw on 1st down. Makes the connection to Doug Gabriel, and he's got a 1st down out across the 45. Gamble the coverage for Carolina. Tonight on CBS, the cast of Dallas is back in the biggest reunion special in TV history. Join
Testaverde and Bill Parcells. It has worked out, but they're not able to get the wins to really help it along.
Cincinnati leading Dallas right now. It's Collins play action on 1st and 10. Throwing. Incomplete. Should have been intercepted by Mike Minter, and he knows it.
Wow. Kerry Collins, he's living dangerously. He's thrown into coverage earlier in the game and just threw an interception on the previous possession for this football team, and now he throws into coverage again. Mike Minter has underneath coverage here, and there you see the throw from Kerry Collins, and watch Minter. That ball hit him right in the hands. He's just not able to come down with it. Ball should have been intercepted.
Doug Gabriel, the intended target. And a 2nd and 10 now for Oakland at the 47. We're just underway here in the 4th quarter. Raiders with a 3-point lead on the Panthers. Hand the ball off to Tyrone Wheatley. And unable to get the push necessary on that line. Will Witherspoon, first man there, limiting Wheatley to a 1-yard gain.
That's the 3rd carry by Tyrone Wheatley on this drive. They've had 5 plays, and 3 of them have gone to Tyrone Wheatley. Been effective running the ball, but now they find themselves in a 3rd down situation. They'll have to throw it with Kerry Collins. Look for some play action fake. Try to get the linebackers up to the line of scrimmage. Will Witherspoon having a terrific day. Not only 7 tackles, but an interception to go along with him.
3rd and 9. J.R. Redmond now in there for Oakland. Collins. Flag down. Collins hit as he throws, floats it up, and intercepted. It's Colin Branch. And Buckner again applied pressure on Collins, but a penalty marker on the play.
I think Kerry Collins thinks he has a free play, but this could go against Robert Gallery, the right tackle.
Offside, number 90. Defense.
Oh.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
They average 8.5 penalties per game, and 3rd and 4 for the Raiders from the 47. Redmond remains in there for Oakland. Collins, short drop, quick throw, over the middle. First down, Ronald Curry. And the former North Carolina Tar Heel exploding for a 20-yard gain.
I tell you, he's one of the most improved players on this team. You're watching coming off the left side. He'll be playing against Ricky Manning Jr. Look, he beats him underneath right away. Ricky Manning Jr. not able to get the jam on Ronald Curry, and the speed of Curry slanting down inside. Kerry Collins isn't going to miss him. He was so wide open. It was just a tremendous move at the line of scrimmage to beat the jam. Ricky Manning Jr.
50 tickets for family and friends coming down from Virginia for Ronald Curry. Handoff, and is Zaraway trying to turn the corner. And they have not fooled anyone today with Zaraway in the game. Mark Fields collaborating with Dante West. It's a loss of 3 for the former Steeler.
Yeah, Zaraway hasn't fared so well in running the ball. Only, 6 carries and no yards, 0 yards running the football. And many of his plays tend to go to the 8 and 9 hole to the outside. And that's where this defense, they're very quick at reacting with their speed, and they're swarming to make those plays. But when they run downhill with Tyrone Wheatley, I think the Panthers have struggled to defend him. And so that's why Tyrone Wheatley has been more effective running the ball than Amos Zaraway.
Raiders will have to hurry here. Play is already at 2. They just came to the line of scrimmage. Collins should be a delay of game as he dumps it off over the middle. And J.R. Redmond is thrown down. Penalty marker was thrown. And the play will be negated. It hit 0-0, and there was still another second that went off after that.
Before the ball was snapped. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Get the play in late to the quarterback, and now he's only had 10 seconds. Maybe get everyone set and to get the football snap, and it's nearly impossible.
Line of scrimmage is now the 35. 2nd and 18 for Oakland. Collins throwing into a crowd complete. J.R. Redmond. And down at the 29-yard line, wrapped up by Will Witherspoon. It's a gain of 6, so they get back the yardage they lost on the penalty, but still a 3rd and long.
Witherspoon is making a lot of plays on the football field today. If it's running the ball, he's making the play. If they're throwing the ball, he's making the play. Coming up with the tackle on J.R. Redmond. He's in tight coverage. Already coming down, as we said, with 1 interception, but he's a good coverage linebacker, as well as a guy who can play in the box and make plays against the running game.
A big 3rd and 12 for Oakland. Early stages, 4th quarter. Collins throwing on the move. Ronald Curry, and a first down for the Raiders. Ronald Curry's mom is scared to fly, will not go out to Oakland to watch her son play football, but she is here in Charlotte today.
And doesn't he look excited? This time he's working against Dante West, coming across the middle of the field. It's the same route as he ran the last time, except he's coming from the other side. So he beats Wesley, Dante Wesley, coming underneath, and he's able to make the catch. And look at him making plays here in the 2nd half for the Oakland Raiders.
Time trickling away here in the 4th. as we approach 10 minutes to play in Oakland with a 17-14 lead. Johnny Morant has come in, the rookie. Handoff. This time it's Redmond getting an opportunity, and J.R. Redmond accelerates out near the 5-yard line for a 10-yard gain for the Raiders.
Norv Turner told us he thought that the gap integrity in terms of the run defense for Carolina tends to break down late in games. You see they get trapped inside. They are able to get Ricky Manning Jr. blocked, and that's why J.R. Redmond, he starts down inside, but then watch him bounce it outside because they're able to secure the corner. He finds room to run, but he believes this defense tends to break down. They play with less integrity later in games as they tend to get a little bit tired.
Not a favorable spot. It's a 2nd and 1 from the 7. And the ball off. Zaraway cuts it back for the touchdown. Amos Zaraway waited for the hole. Brad Badger.
Later in games as they tend to get a little bit tired.
Not a favorable spot. It's a 2nd and 1 from the 7. And the ball off. Zaraway cuts it back for the touchdown. Amos Zaraway waited for the hole. Brad Badger, a key block for Zaraway, and the Raiders extend their lead.
And there you see the 11th play of this drive is where they hit pay dirt. That's where Zaraway is able to break it outside. So on the 10th and then the 11th play, yeah, guys out of gap. Mike not able to get off the block. You have guys jumping around outside. Amos Zaraway finds room to run and easily walks in for the touchdown.
Oakland can make it a 10-point lead. Janikowski's extra point is good, and with 9:16 left, it's the Raiders 24, the Panthers 14. Amos Zaraway with a zigzag of his own for the score. On Carolina with 9:16 to go in the 4th quarter. Kickoff from Janikowski. Andrew Smart will return it from the 4. Runs into a wall at the 20-yard line, and that's where he's brought down. First man down there, Tim Johnson, having a good day on special teams. Amos Zaraway helping to build the Oakland lead here in the 4th. Here in Carolina, 1st and 10 at the 21 for the Panthers, now in a 10-point hole with 9:11 left in the 4th quarter. Going to the backfield, Delhomme wants to throw it. Delhomme steps up, fires to the outside, and Muhammad diving at the mark. And it should be a first down, depending upon where they spot it. They'll give him a 9-yard gain, a little bit shy of the first down. John Fox, he was just reaming out his defense, particularly his secondary during that timeout.
He was livid, and, you know, particularly had Ricky Manning Jr. did not come up and contain the play, got caught inside, allowed J.R. Redmond to break outside, and that's really where things started to crumble for him.
On 2nd and 1, Delhomme, under heavy pressure from Sam Williams, forced to throw it up in the air and incomplete. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Well, here's the play. Here's the play here. It is just basically they get the pressure coming in, and he's forced to get rid of the football. And the pressure comes right there, right in the face of the quarterback, and he has to get rid of it. No one is turning around, getting their face around to try to find the football. Jake Delhomme had to hold on to it, but still, none of the receivers are open on the play.
Now a 3rd and 1 from the 30. 8:37 to go in the 4th. Draw play. Goings has the first down as he spins his way to the 33-yard line, and he picks up 3. Yeah, we talked about John Fox. There are a lot of little connections between these two franchises. We talked about Collins and his background with Carolina. Fox was a defensive coordinator when Collins was with the Giants, and Fox was a defensive coordinator in Oakland going way back.
He sure was. Look at this play, because this is where I think Carolina has to kind of get things going. This game is far from over, and they're going to have to try to, of course, go early with the spread offense and try to attack this defense and make some plays. The Raiders feel like their best defense is their nickel package. That's what they're in right now. And so I think if you're Carolina, you're going to have to attack this defense and try to get some big plays, down by 10, but certainly a lot of time left on the clock here.
A 14-yard pass play. Delhomme to Ricky Prohl. Now a 1st and 10 at the 46. Down to 7:46 remaining in the 4th quarter. Mangum the motion man for Carolina. Delhomme handoff. Goings through the gut. And Nick Goings tackled right at midfield. A 4-yard gain. Napoleon Harris in on that stop. Tonight on 60 Minutes, who's the big credit card company's worst nightmare? A man who wants to save you money. How? Watch 60 Minutes tonight. Raiders 24, Panthers 14. Hurry up offense for Carolina. Delhomme airing it out. Some separation, but Nick Goings could not catch up to the football. In coverage with Tyler Brayton in space on the outside.
Well, certainly had an opportunity to make a play. Nick Goins had beaten Tyler Brayton, who's playing linebacker. This is a mismatch and one they ought to go back to, because Tyler Brayton, while he's playing the outside linebacker position, he should be having his hand on the ground playing defensive end. You get that matchup, Delhomme, he has to hit on that flag. 3rd and 6 now for Carolina. Deflected, but a flag. Kerry Colbert, the target. Also, wow. In coverage. He's in coverage, and he was very early, because I think they're going to get him for illegal contact well beyond the 5-yard area where they allow you to make the contact.
Norv Turner wants an explanation.
Illegal hands. Hands to the face. Number 34, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, we're grasping here. Ray Buchanan is called on that penalty.
Well, they know it was someone.
And that gives Carolina a first down at the 45-yard line of Oakland.
Yeah, Norv Turner's not happy because he's seeing some breakdown in the discipline of his defense. Played pretty well so far today, but allowing Carolina to have second chances.
Just over 7 minutes to go now on the 4th. Delhomme back to throw, timing pattern, floats it upstairs and too high for Colbert. Asamoah in on coverage.
And this is the second time on this drive that Jake Delhomme has had a receiver open and failed to make the play. The last time it was Nick Goins, this time it's Kerry Colbert. See, he has protection and he has a receiver open. This should be a touchdown. And he overthrows Kerry Colbert, who's really upset because he knew he had beat the defensive back and all he's waiting for is a perfect throw. But that's a touchdown. Jake Delhomme has to settle down, make the plays, because this Oakland Raider defense, they're giving him a chance to make them.
Carolina 1-6 this season. Play action. Delhomme flagged down and is dumped. Back at the 45 by Tyler Brayton.
Yeah, we told you that he should be the guy pass rushing. And that time he beat Jordan Gross much better as a pass rusher than in coverage against the full.
2 more flags came flying down after the activity.
There are fouls by both teams. Illegal hands to the face, number 78, offense. Holding, number 21, defense. Those penalties all set. It's second down.
Todd Fordham and Nnamdi Asamoah with 7 minutes to go here in the 4th.
And, you know, both teams have really struggled late in games. You know, Carolina has struggled to win those close ones, the ones that they were very successful at winning last year. And, you know, the Raiders have really crumbled. And right now, I think you're showing right now why these teams have struggled, because they're showing, I think, cracks of, you know, undiscipline in their attack to play football. And so right now, just have to settle down and play some solid football, and both teams still have a chance to win this game.
2nd and 10 from the 45. It's just all falling apart here in the 4th quarter. They have a combined 3 wins on the season, and we're learning why.
Before the ball is snapped. Ball start, 83, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the rookie Colbert.
Yeah, everyone is taking turns making mistakes. And my old coach Sam Weiss used to tell me, I know everyone thinks that they're entitled to a mistake, but we have 53 guys on a football team, and if everyone was entitled to make a mistake, that would be 53 mistakes, and you would never win.
Yep.
You know, so every guy really does have to try to play the perfect game.
In this half alone, 4th penalty on Oakland, 3rd penalty on Carolina. Delhomme throwing out to the sideline, Muhammad. And he's forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line after the gain of 8. 3rd, 7 upcoming.
And they're working on Musa Muhammad. Look at him trying to get down inside, working against Denard Walker, he gets the separation, and then the throw, an excellent throw is executed by Jake Delhomme, who, even though he was under pressure, still stands in the pocket, steps up and throws very accurately over to Musa Muhammad on the sideline.
It was Biamila that got in on Delhomme and nearly brought him down before he released the football. This is a 3rd and 7 now, 6 minutes to go on the 4th. A 10-point Raider lead. Delhomme pats the ball. Delhomme throwing, loops it for Muhammad. A first down catch out near the 30-yard line. Perfect touch.
So Jake Delhomme has now come to life because he started over to his right side looking for Kerry Colbert, who was defeated on the play. Watch, he falls down, and then he goes back to the other side where Muhammad is working to the other side. Look at the throw and the catch. He's able to get both feet down, dragging the feet, and that's the work of a veteran, Musa Muhammad, who was not the initial receiver for Jake Delhomme. Still found a way to get open.
10th play of the drive, 1st and 10 from the 31. Play action. Delhomme has the time. He delivers open along the sideline. Ricky Prohl, the veteran. And a flag thrown back in the pocket. A 21-yard pass play.
Holding, number 76. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Tutan Reyes called on the hold, and that play never happened. 21 yards. It's coming back,
and that hurts because he was working against Tommy Kelly, and they had it blocked up, got a man open, and finally executed the throw and the catch. And every time the Carolina Panthers get close, they made a costly mistake, just continued to shoot themselves in the foot.
1st and 20 now from the 41 for Carolina. Delhomme out of the shotgun. Rush is coming. Delhomme able to get rid of it, but incomplete. Kerry Colbert over the middle, and another flag thrown. It's a flag fest here in the 4th. This one will work against Oakland.
No doubt, in the secondary.
Holding, number 25. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The 8-year veteran Denard Walker called on the hold.
I know the players know better. They know that whoever has the most points win the game. But I think they're trying to figure out whoever has the most penalties because that's what's happening right now. You know, Carolina has 7 penalties, 45 yards, 6 penalties for 43 yards for Oakland, and just one play after another, they continue to allow Carolina to have a second chance.
Would have been 2nd and 20 instead of 1st and 10 from the 36. Each team with 7 penalties on the day. Deep drop. Delhomme, deep pass into double coverage. Incomplete. Nick Goings was the intended receiver. Schweigert and Danny Clark in coverage for Oakland. Coming up tonight on CBS. It begins with a... The big story there was who shot J.R. Here, it's who shot himself in the foot. It's been the Carolina Panthers on this drive with penalties. Play action. Delhomme loses the ball. And Matt Willick, the backup right tackle, recovers. Tommy Key knocked it free. And the ball is all the way back at midfield. What a bizarre possession this has been.
Tommy Kelly is wreaking havoc in the backfield. And Akbar, Baja Biamila both are getting in the face of Jake Delhomme and able to provide the pressure. Lucky for the Panthers, Matt Willick was able to fall on it, but it's usually your guy that's getting to the quarterback.
Timeout, Carolina losing yardage though. 4:49 to go. We are in the 4th quarter, 3rd and 25 for the Carolina Panthers back at their own 49. Play action, Delhomme throwing on 3rd down. It's complete. Go figure at the 25-yard line. Musa Muhammad, a first down for the Panthers.
Well, they give it and they take it away. This is Musa Muhammad going right down the middle of the defense. No one jams him. There is no bump. They're playing zone coverage. Catches the ball right in front of Denard Walker for a first down.
8 catches, 94 yards for Muhammad out of the shotgun. Flags are down. Delhomme throwing. Incomplete. Penalty marker on the play. Carl Hankton.
This is going to go against the Raiders. Tommy Kelly is trying to run out and couldn't get back off the field.
2 flags, though, on this play.
Trying to figure it out. Oh, Norv Turner's got to be so upset. with his team.
Defense, 12 men. That penalty is declined. Offside, number 93, defense. That penalty is accepted. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's the same guy who came on as the 12th player, number 93, but he came on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Tommy Kelly couldn't get off the field before they snapped the ball.
So the ball spotted at the 20 on first down for DeLone. Protection holds up, but incomplete. Throwing to Brad Hoover, who was unable to hold on. 4:12 to go on the fourth. Time for an NFL Today update. Greg Gumbel. They are a magical offensive team. They just can't stop anyone. 2nd and 5. Here's DeLone. The time there for DeLone as he throws. Incomplete. He had Colbert open in the back of the end zone.
Did have Colbert open in the back of the end zone. He came open way late. But he continues to work to get open. And this ball just sails high on Jake DeLone. See him coming open? So it's thrown a little bit high out the back of the end zone. And I think quarterbacks tend to throw that thing a little high when it's late and over the middle. Throwing it where if his receiver can't get it, it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. I think Jake DeLone was being very cautious with that throw.
14th play of the drive for Carolina. Down by 10 on a 3rd and 5 for DeLone. DeLone fires, broken up. Trying to find Ricky Prohl, but Phillip Buchanan made a play. And now Carolina forced to attempt a field goal here. It's still a 2-possession game. They need a field goal and still need a touchdown.
They're going back and forth. This is going to go over to Ricky Prohl on the outside. Watch him work his way back. But so does Phillip Buchanan, able to come in, get that right hand in to break up the play.
John Casey will kick it. Sauerbrunn to hold. Jason Kyle, the snapper, a 38-yard field goal attempt. The last original member of the Carolina Panthers, John Casey, from 38 yards away, he drills it. So the Panthers inch closer with 3:57 remaining. It's a 7-point differential in Charlotte. 3:57 remaining. Here in Carolina, a 16-play, 59-yard drive. They did a lot of work for 3 points. But it is a 1-possession game now with the Raiders in front 24-17. John Casey to kick it off. Gabriel and Redmond not respecting the leg. And this is going to be Gabriel ranging over from the 7. And Gabriel makes a cut and is cut down at the 18-yard line by Brandon Short. So with 3:52 left, Kerry Collins will take the field for the Raiders. Oakland trying to survive this one with a W.
Tornadoes in Las Vegas having a hurricane force.
Balls, overthrown balls by Jake DeLone. They certainly have gotten back into this game. You said all the work done for a field goal. They easily had a touchdown.
Carolina still has 2 timeouts remaining and a 2-minute warning. Oakland will look to string together some first downs here and try to use as much clock as possible. Each team trying to end a 5-game losing streak. Coming up Monday on CBS, brace yourself. A 30-foot tidal wave is headed straight for 8:30 Central on CBS. 1st and 10 from the 19. Collins looking to throw. Collins will tuck it on, sliding down at the 20-yard line. It'll use some clock unless Carolina can get a timeout. And John Fox was calling for one. He lost about 4 seconds. 3:38 remaining now on the 4th.
Interesting play call by the Raiders. A time when they could try to run some time off the clock. I would expect them to come out in an I formation and pound away with Tyrone Wheatley. Instead, they use a rollout with Kerry Collins. That's something you don't want to see him is running the football. Give it to your runners in order to run.
That's going to go down as a sack, believe it or not, for Julius Peppers, because Collins did not get to the line of scrimmage. So
I'm sure Peppers will take him any way he can get him.
Hey, nobody goes back and looks at the film 5 years from now. Fox taking the timeout. 24-17. These two teams have found ways to lose games this season. Raiders 2-6, Panthers 1-6. And a 2nd and 10 for Oakland. There's the handoff, straight through Tyrone Wheatley. And a 2-yard gain. Mike Rucker in on that stop. And it sets up 3rd and 8. Carolina uses its final timeout with 3:32 remaining.
There you have to.
Carolina looking for a stop. J.R. Redmond is in there for the Raiders. Collins on 3rd and 8. In the pocket, Collins throws, nobody home. It's incomplete. Jerry Porter in the area, and a miscommunication as the Raiders are forced to punt.
It was a miscommunication. Collins thought Jerry Porter was going to break his out route up the football field. Instead of running an out, wanted an out and up, and possibly could have made a play, but nonetheless, the protection was breaking down, and Collins just got rid of the football. Better to punt it and allow your defense to come on and try to save the game for you.
But it gives Carolina more time because the incompletion stops the clock. Leckler, the punter. Booming punt for Leckler as Broussard is forced to backpedal to the 13. Here's Broussard. Chopped down at the 24-yard line by David Terrell. 66-yard kick for Leckler and a 12-yard return. Carolina will have 3 minutes and 16 seconds and 1 break, the 2-minute warning, to try to tie this game.
That's Shane Leckler. I tell you, what a leg. It's not a 3-iron. He pulled out the driver on that one. Helped his team in terms of field position. But they will have at least 1 timeout. With 3:16 left to play, I think what you want to do is be calm and make sure no mistakes up on the offensive line. Everyone has to be calm, not like the last drive where they made so many mistakes. Now you want all 11 guys on the same page looking to make a play.
A 7-point Oakland lead. Both of these teams riding long losing streaks, 5 in a row. 1st and 10 from Carolina from the 25. Delhomme throws, high throw, it's incomplete. Musa Muhammad, the intended receiver.
And this is what happened on the previous drive. There were times when receivers were open and Jake Delhomme missed his receivers. He would overthrow Nick Goins on the sideline. He would hit guys in the hands and they would drop it. So whenever you get those opportunities, have to take advantage of it. Very few second chances, and as time ticks down, you're running out of chances.
QB comparison today. Collins had the 1 interception. Delhomme has thrown for 2 touchdowns. And now a 2nd and 10 from the Panthers 25. Goins in the backfield, fake the handoff. Delhomme throwing. Complete. Ricky Prohl. And a good gainer for a 1st down out across the 35-yard line to the...
Is not able to close. You know, a great player, when you don't practice, you can't play like you're great.
On 1st down, Delhomme up wide open. Nick Goins out of bounds, taking it to the perimeter.
Well, this is the same play that they missed on the previous possession. This time he gets open and no one covers him. Comes out of the backfield and everything's looking over to one side of the field. He comes backside, and that's where Goins is running up the field. Wide open, and only until Philip Buchanan comes over is Nick Goins forced to step out of bounds.
The line of scrimmage is now the 37, and on 2 plays, Carolina has added pressure on this Oakland defense. 2:59 left to go. Panthers are down by 7. Delhomme, play fake, looking. Delhomme airs it out, turning on the play. Oh, what a grab! Ricky Prohl inside the 5.
Wow. He is, without a doubt, one of my most favorite players in this league. Now watch him work in the coverage. See him gets on top and no one dropped. But look at him turn around maybe once, twice, turns around again. Had a very difficult time finding the football, but when he did, he made the grab.
On 1st and goal, the king of the rally, Delhomme, complete for the touchdown. Nick Goins.
Fourth quarter, this is where they were so good 1 year ago and had failed, I think, this year to regain that magic. They seem to have gotten it back.
Extra point, John Casey. The total drive was 5 plays, but the scoring drive basically came down to 3 plays.
Well, you see him looking over to the left side, finally comes all the way back. Nick Goins, again, no one covers him coming out of the backfield. It's the second time on this possession where he's been wide open after checking out of the backfield for either team to step up and seize this game in the final minutes.
John Fox told us they've lost 5 straight, but his team has not laid down on him. Kickoff, Casey. Gabriel on the return for Oakland. Doug Gabriel sidesteps 1 tackler and then spins his way to the 28-yard line. Ricky Manning Jr. making the play on special teams. Norv Turner is asking Kerry Collins to get his team into a position to kick a game-winning field goal with Sebastian.
Oh, and actually less than that.
Yep.
So you have to be just poised and patient and not make any mistakes.
2:19 left. 24-24. They need about 40 yards for a field goal. Collins in the pocket, float out. Crowd getting into it as Collins throws on the run, and the open man, he hits him out across the 45. Ronald Curry working himself free to the 47-yard line. That is a crucial connection from Colin Curry.
Very
Super Bowl to New England. Both of these organizations have experienced success in recent years, but they're both riding 5-game losing streaks this year during nightmarish seasons. Trying to end it here. 1st and 10 for Oakland at 47. Collins throwing complete to Jerry Porter. And a first down for the Raiders, and they're in business in Carolina territory.
Porter, he's working against Eddie Jackson over on the right side as you watch Sebastian Janikowski warm up, and he has a powerful leg of his own, career long of 55 yards. So they're starting to get into territory where he can knock it through.
A minute and a half left. 1st and 10 at the 41 of Carolina. Rush is coming. Collins steps up. Collins will throw the long ball. Up for grabs. Gabriel can't get to it. And he wanted a flag. And he got one. Dante Wesley. Oh, what a turn late in the 4th.
And Wesley did have the arm bar going.
Pass interference. Number 21, defense. Grabbing the player while the ball is in the air.
But I think you have to allow him to play on this. Now watch it. Now, you know, Gabriel, watch the right arm of Gabriel. See how he's swatting? And now there's the grab right there, the left arm of Wesley
left. Remember, you don't want to score that quickly here. You don't want to give Carolina the football back. You don't have to. On a 1st and goal, handoff, Tyrone Wheatley spinning his way forward. And he picks up a yard and change. That if you're Carolina, you let Tyrone Wheatley score on the last play. I know it's something you're against.
You know that's not my
I know. 2nd and goal now. Sapp is in there. Handoff, Wheatley powering ahead. Did he get to the goal line? Did not get the touchdown. He's short. And now 30 seconds remain here in the 4th. Tied at 24.
You remember Joe?
Field goal for the Raiders. Adam True, the snapper, trying to take the lead. 24-24. Janikowski, 19-yarder. He's got it. And Oakland has a 27-24 advantage with 6 seconds remaining. Carolina has no timeouts left. But the Raiders will take their chances here with 6 seconds remaining and a 3-point lead. Kerry Colbert is now deep. Carolina looking for a miracle. End over end. Colbert will come forward at the 14. Colbert now will throw it. Nobody there. And time is going to expire on the Carolina Panthers. Still on his feet. Down the sideline. And that's it. The Oakland Raiders have snapped a 5-game losing streak. A late field goal from Sebastian Janikowski to win it for Oakland. Game 2 of the doubleheader is coming up. New England at St. Louis, or Houston taking on Denver. For Solomon Wilcots, this is Ian Eagle. Thanks so much for joining us. The NFL on CBS.